The interesting thing about this film, when I always thought about it, it's a very Americana-style film. It's an American president, Secret Service, takes place on domestic soil. I knew that as much as we talk about this being an American movie, I made this movie predominantly in the United Kingdom, in London, and also Sofia, Bulgaria.
What extra did that bring to the film, shooting in a place that it wasn't actually set? Well, I found it was better than the actual locations because it was more genuine.
You must really like fishing, sir. It's cold as shit out here. I'm sorry.
Like, Virginia doesn't look anywhere near as much like Virginia as Aldershot does. It's so weird. I'm joking.
As a filmmaker, we're kind of used to shooting away from where the actual film is set. It's a very common thing these days that you may be set in New York, but you're shooting in LA or vice versa.
Yeah, I think in the current filmmaking landscape, very rare do we shoot a movie where it takes place. Part tax incentives, part countries that are more film friendly per se because of the dollar.
Some of the sequences that we are shooting in Bulgaria are the bigger action and explosion sequences, and we do that here because we have the ability, particularly in the studio, to make it our own playground.
Well, Bulgaria is a great place to film because you get a lot of permissions there.
You know, a lot of times you're shooting on locations and there are restrictions and you can't do explosion here or a car chase here. So when we finally land on the lot, anything is possible.
Go!
You know, there's all these different things that come to fruition to get a movie greenlit and get it made.
People always go, Bulgaria? Sofia is a wonderful city, and all different types of geography and environments, and they have a huge forest up there that goes on for miles, and I've shot quite a few things in there, but it was like, you wouldn't know you're not in the Smoky Mountains.
And Rick's a bit of a stickler for the reality of that. So there were particular forests that we looked at around London, which didn't quite suit because the timber wasn't quite East Coast America.
I saw a region in Sofia, Bulgaria that had very similar kind of trees to West Virginia. And it became this great playground for us to have Clay's cabin and, you know, maybe blow up a few things. And so you find these ways of knowing what you're trying to emulate, what you want your model to be, and then you basically bring that over, you know, with movie tricks and all the things that you want to do to get it to be that.
But there's not a lot of city, not a lot of town kind of locations in the movie. It's a lot of kind of natural environments, forest type environments, rivers, lakes.
There are some amazing locations, even in city center, where you can set off explosions if need be, and have gunfire and car chases. And
we managed to secure a whole shopping center. Well, actually, it was more like it was dentist's office, doctor's office. It was on 4 floors, and we got the whole thing, and we were allowed to blow the living crap out of that whole place.
And do it in a very efficient manner and a very quick manner too. It's not something that takes 6 months for permits or anything like that. So the big advantage of shooting here in Bulgaria, particularly on a film like this, is to get all your big action sequences here, because that puts the production value up on the screen.
So we had to be mindful that the film was very much set on the East Coast of America. So that informed us about the locations that we had to use in both Bulgaria and in Greater London.
Well, my part was all shot in London. And it's sort of strange when I got the job that we're gonna do a movie about the American presidency and the Secret Service in London.
One, I love filming in Britain because the crews there are incredible. Great camera crews and design crews, and just and also wonderful locations. So we managed to secure Aldershot, which is where I don't know if they trained the SAS. This incredible military base, which is huge, with all these training facilities and buildings that you can kind of go in and do these exercises. And that's the opening of our movie.
It was interesting to be in London, and we had a lot of special operations that were British on the movie.
But it's universal, that idea of leadership and protecting leadership and the people that'll sacrifice anything for their country.
It's no different what's going on in their country. And then you find that as much as the United States is under this magnifying glass of our politics and our political system and the way our country is dealing with this divided landscape that we have right now.
Problem is, the Russians will deny this to the end if we take action. But if we don't, they'll remain ambiguous as to their involvement, so we look weak. Just like with their election tampering.
It's everywhere. It's in every country. Every country is dealing with these things.
So he was very, very careful about the locations that we chose. But having said that, as filmmakers, we're really used to shooting away from where the films are actually set. So